Welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast. I'm Dave, your host, and today I'm joined by just an amazing dude, so talented, singer, songwriter, rapper, clothes designer, minister, gospel karaoke on TikTok. Was part of a Grammy nominated band called Disciples of Christ. Shared stages with Kirk Franklin, Toby Mac, and Deion Sanders. I want to hear that story. And it's had some pretty big hits, just amazing videos. Um, DPB, David, two Daves. We're gonna make two Daves. A whole lot of Daves in one episode. Daves. But welcome to my show, man. Welcome here.
For sure. Thank you for letting me be on here. The Two Dave Show. Yeah, I got you. Today show, I got you covered.
You're my 98th episode and only my second Dave. So that's I think I'm okay with the Dave quota per 100 episodes. You can't have too many Daves. I think there's some sort
Come
of rule
on.
like that.
That's good, though.
So tell me about interchangement. What's the story? That's a word I found when I was looking around listening to your music. I've seen that word a lot. What's the story there?
Well, the whole thing is like when you're doing music, you're either entertaining, but after a while, every musical artist wants to entertain, want people to see, man, you were just good. To me, that doesn't do nothing for me other than their life has changed. So to me, it's like, even though I'm making music, I rather have the interchangement than the entertainment. Even though they both flow together, if I have to entertain, I need the interchangement to know I did well.
Beautiful. I love it. Now, just jumping back to the Grammys here. So
Hmm.
I had a band on here with me called Harmonies. They were nominated for a Juno, which is like the Canadian version of the Grammys.
Okay.
Um, so what was that like? Did you get to go to the actual event, or was it just announced earlier, kind of
No,
deal?
no, no. You get to everybody who's nominated gets to go to the event. It was way back in the day. It was amazing. I think we were the first, if I recall, we're the first ever Christian rap group ever to be nominated for a Grammy. It's
Wow,
awesome.
wow.
So we're like the forefathers. Like everybody has the forefathers of their genre of music. We're like one of the forefathers of Christian hip hop. So we had to experience some things that others didn't have. They get the glory level right now of doing their thing, but we had to go through a lot in that era back in time where rap should not have been in the church. Where now today everybody wants rap in the church. That's the way it just goes. And it's just, man, we've been through a lot. But to be nominated like that, it was amazing. Just you're sitting amongst a lot of greats, and just you're just there, and it baffles you, But what I've learned though, even though you are nominated back then, and we're talking about over 20 years ago,
Yeah,
nobody don't care that you was nominated back then. It's what
no,
you're doing right now, and
yeah.
that's what you learn. So it's that type of thing. But it was amazing. It felt crazy. You're getting acknowledged based off your music, and that's what's cool.
See, the last time I watched the Grammys, I'm a hard rock mostly, and like I like everything. My gym playlist has everything from reggaeton to um Daddy Yankee to like metal to country, everything. But
Hmm.
there was a year when Jethro Tull won Best Heavy Metal Album. I'm like, I'm never watching this show again. So I've been kind of on a silent boycott ever since then. I just don't announce it. But
That is so funny.
so you grew up in New York, which
Yep,
is considered the birth of hip hop. Am I right there?
for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
Um, started singing gospel at age 5.
Yeah, like my
Wow.
family, we are well known gospel singers in New York, and because my mom, all five of us, we were singing since two, three, four, five, and we would when we would get up on stage, people were like, "Wow, how do y'all get all that harmony?" And it was just God giving us harmonies. But my mom was a rock and roll singer who used to open up for Elvis Presley, James Brown, a lot of people back in the day, and she just decided to give her life to God, And from that day forward, since I was born, she just dedicated her life to God, and we were just singing gospel all the time in church. Like that was my life. Singing in every situation, block parties, the only gospel people singing. But we're kind of like legends in Rockland County, New York. You know what I'm saying? Upstate New York, about 30 miles from Bronx, Manhattan. But we're legends there. And it's kind of cool to be brought up with gospel. And so I always knew God just based off of that.
Well,
You know?
I lived in Toronto, Canada, and I was just out lost one day after a night out. I was doing a walk of shame home, and I passed by a Baptist church, but it was like old school Southern USA style Baptist church. And I
Hmm.
could hear the music coming from inside, and it was like it sounded like Sister Act. The movie was live, like, and I'm like, I just walked in there, and I still to this day never forget that music, man. It was so like one of those with the whole choir and like all the women with the gowns on and stuff, and people dancing
Yeah.
everywhere. And there was about 200 people in that church, and about 180 of them came up and shook my hand and said, "Welcome." Even though I was so lost at that point, I was so drunk and hungover, I hardly remember it, but I'll never forget that music. So
Wow.
gospel music can hit anybody. And then maybe about a year ago, the Watado Church Children's Choir came to my little town here,
Uh-huh.
and
Excuse
it's
me.
all kids, right? Like 6 years old to 12, just singing just most amazing music I've ever heard in my life. And I can still close my eyes and hear it. And I had them on my show here, just amazing. I'm trying to get them back, but it's music is just so powerful, man. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I was on my mid runaway from church and I'd hear stuff like that, like I just sit there and cry, and then I go back. I'd be drunk by 5 o'clock again, but I'd have those little moments where I was kind of, I wasn't quite ran away, but little things would remind me where I should be. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. That's
Um,
cool.
you've had some songs chart on Billboard. That's pretty amazing. Some of them I was listening to. Let It Go. I love God Mode. Undefeated is one of my favorites because of the whole boxing theme, and I'm so obsessed with boxing. But what's that like, man, to hear one of your tunes on the radio? And does that ever get old?
Nah, it's good to know. I don't think I ever drove anywhere and heard my song on the radio.
Yeah.
I just know it's being played on the radio. But it's it's amazing, especially winning like for Undefeated, um, won a Josie Award, and a Josie Award is the number one independent music um, awards in the world, and I won over. There was about 70,000 people entrance,
Wow.
and I think about 160 something people won, and I was one of them
Wow.
for Undefeated. So Undefeated has always been my favorite song. I feel like that song should be on a movie. I feel like it's one of them soundtrack songs. Like, but if you don't know how to get into that door, it's just one of them songs that could be a sleeper song, even though it was number one on three different types of charts: adult, contemporary, top 40, and Christian. It was number one. And then this was the coolest thing for Undefeated. It was played. I think this is on you, Google too, over 22,000 times in the Ukraine in
Wow.
one day. It broke his history record, that song. And it was on the chart one day and totally off the nut. And I'm like, see, they must have needed it that one day.
Wow.
That God was trying to, and I just thought that was cool. To me,
That's
that's
amazing.
something impacting. That's impacting to me.
That's cool. I can look up, I used to be able to look up where my downloads were coming from, some of these episodes, and every now and then I'll get like two downloads from some little tiny town in New Zealand or like in the Philippines. And I'm like, wow, that's cool, man. To me, like, I don't care if it gets a million plays or 10 plays, like just knowing that stuff is just reaching that far
Yeah, that
away
was
is pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So if you could collab with any mainstream rapper,
Mainstream.
a
Woo.
mainstream rapper, and then do a song with Christian lyrics, who would you
Yeah,
pick?
I'm trying to think. Um, I think it would be somebody like a Kanye West, maybe a Jay Z, but it'll be more so for their lives changing,
Hmm.
more so than I would want to participate. But hopefully, the song would want to, they would want to change their life to loving Jesus because of the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about that interchangement. Like, if it doesn't affect us, how's it going to affect others? You know what I mean? So
I
that's
love it.
to me. But if I had some, I'd rather go with the best, the people who consider the best, or even Kendrick Lamar. I think that would be cool too.
When I first heard your music, so when I was up in a hospital for 2 weeks after my knife incident, I had all these hard rock and metal tapes, and I asked my brother who asked me what cassettes I wanted brought to the hospital. And the first one I picked was Run DMC Down with the King.
Mhm.
That's like my favorite rap album ever. I still have it on my gym
Yeah.
playlist. I use it for hitting the heavy bag, but mostly because of the song "What You Gonna Do," and I was all, I just got stabbed. I thought, oh, maybe it was a gangster. I don't know. I just wanted to hear that stuff. But I could hear you working with those guys. I know they're not all around anymore.
Oh, I
But
would love it. I would love it. Like, I'm an old school guy. Kumo D. I like all the old school folks. But I don't think Run does anything anymore, really.
no,
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was just like, if you're talking about the rappers today, those people are still doing it. That's the only reason why I said that. But Run DMC would be amazing to me. I love
yeah.
that type of stuff because it's simple, and I'm a simple guy too, though. You know what I mean?
No, my last guest I had on, he does like you. He does TikTok lives and Ustream lives where he just plays faith-based music, like Christian music, takes
Hmm.
requests. And he said whenever he gets a lot of non-believers come in his show that just troll it, and they keep trolling, 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 trolling. But he's so nice to them because he says that's who I'm trying to reach as well.
That's right. Hmm.
So do you get, I know I popped into your live last night. It was amazing. I could only stay for 15 minutes, but I was enjoying that, man, that whole vibe. But do you get a lot of trolls come in there and how do you deal with them?
Nah, because I'm actually doing the songs that they know. And so when you're doing the songs that they know, they like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I could listen to something positive. Wow, you've changed that? Oh, he's talking about God in the middle. So I get a lot of that. If there was a troll to come in, actually I like the trolls coming in. And I like them because like, oh, you're like, they'll say something like you're serving uh um a make believe God. You've been brainwashed. At first, I would get offended by it, but then I learned to embrace it because
Mm-hmm.
I have been brainwashed. Washed by the blood. Like, why would I
Mm-hmm.
get mad when I don't think the way? And they should be happy I don't think the way I used to think. You know what I mean? Because it was crazy the way I used to think. But I'm thankful that God brainwashed me to be the best person I could be today because I make the planet a better place because of that brainwash. And they just get off. They don't even want to stay no more. And I'll ask them questions like, why are you mad that I like being good?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what to say to that. Like, I make your life better because I'm not what I used to be. Why would you get mad about it? And they just usually leave because
Beautiful.
somebody else gonna say like, block them, block them. Nah, keep them in there. I like talking to them. If they want to talk, let's go. You ain't gonna outdo me based on my life, based on what I'm gonna say. You
I love
know,
that because just today, a few hours before we were coming on here together, I had someone send me a DM trying to be a troll, and they're like, "You're way too positive. You make me sick." So I'm like, you know what? Thanks for the awesome t-shirt idea. So now I got this logo here in the corner with just too positive under it, and I'm gonna go with it. Because I'm like, I'm like, thanks for the kind words. Awesome idea. I'm gonna put that on a shirt and I'm gonna send you one.
that's what I'm talking about. Like it's just like this. I don't have no bad days. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes,
I wrote
yeah.
a, I wrote a book called No Bad Days, and the reason why I'm actually doing my morning lives is because God told me to show folks how to wake up the right way.
Hmm.
So I'm teaching folks how to wake up so you can speak life to your day so it don't have to be always a bad day. And since doing that for the last past 16 years, I haven't had a bad day.
Wow.
Things don't bother me. And I'm watching people read and they're like, the book is amazing. Like, you could tell you had an experience with God. I said, yeah, but I had to be broken down to be built back up. God had to, like, I had to go through. It didn't matter how much I love God, I had to go through for the Bible to be real to me instead of something I just read.
Hmm.
So I learned three things in my life that hurt me: my mouth, my heart, my mind. So the first thing God started to focus on with me is my mouth. You got to stop speaking death to your life. You got to stop. You got to learn how to speak life all the time because you're just eating the fruit of what it is. Then he said your heart. Some people you allow in your heart because you didn't guard it. You end up going through unnecessary suffering because you didn't guard your heart. Then he said your mind. Your mind is it's it's able to think anything at any time. So this is not nobody's exempt from this. But then he had to show me my mouth changes my mind. So I had to learn to speak life. When something negative comes to my mind, I learned to speak life about it, to it. So,
That's beautiful, man. Some of your videos I've been going through, and it's watching a few with my girlfriend and my daughter the other night. But it's like a story, and like when the one about bullying to, help kids that are struggling with that. What's that like when you get a message from someone or you talk to a parent or someone says, "Hey, that impacted me and affected our life." Like, what's
it
that
was
feel like for you?
it was cool because we debuted it at a intermediate school, and the kids were just looking at it, and they went, "Oh!" when he got pushed down. It's kind of funny, and it's just like, and then they started getting up and doing a dance, and next thing you know, they started hugging each other. See, when you know your video is causing people to do a specific thing, you basically won. You know what I mean? So when they're getting up and they're hugging each other, saying sorry, and they're kids, you did a good job on it. And there's another one that's like that for more of the older, maybe junior high school peer pressure.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
Peer pressure is another animation where a person is trying to find their identity. Walking down the hallway, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? Am I going to do that? Am I going to do this? And it's just little things like that. It's like three animations on my YouTube channel that I made just for the younger ones. But there's a movie out also called Power in the Name of, but there's a video on my YouTube. But Power in the Name of, that's a 3-song movie. Got a Christmas movie called The Wonders of Christmas animation. And I got a 3-song movie, Undefeated. So it's crazy. It's like Undefeated ain't out yet. We're about to release it. We got our own network TV channel. So that's what's happening now. Is we're just getting it all together. So 24 hours you can see DPB and all the things that I want to put up there. We just got to fill up the gaps like a TV guide so people can watch DPB television.
I love it.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
so you're my first rapper I've had on that's also an ordained minister. So, what's the craziest after a show or after a sermon? What's the craziest prayer request someone's ever come up to you and give you?
uh, Probably a kid coming up and say, "Can you pray for me? Because my dad comes into my room and blah blah blah." It's like, wow, and I'm like, man. And at that moment, I know I have to not just pray, but also give a word and say, you might have to tell your youth pastor, you might have to tell somebody. And they would say something like, I can't because I love my mom and they're gonna take me away. So it's almost like you put in a scenario that's
Yeah.
like, dang. All right, so I just tell them what I think they should do. And then I was still going to tell the youth pastor because that's life changing and life. If they don't even want to say that, I would have to say something because that's like knowing information that's terrible. This is what it is, you
Wow.
know. So it's. I mean, I get stuff like that because I don't. I mean, one girl who cut herself, but she had wristbands going all up, goth look, and I had a song called A Father, and that was me growing up without a daddy. And a father, do you know how it is to have a father? And she said, how did you get through that? Because my dad is a pastor, and he kind of outcast me because of the way I look. And I just had to tell her, you got to find God yourself. You can't live off your dad's God. You got to find God yourself, and then you can be what you can. But you can't. You got to learn to live for God. And she didn't ever heard that because everybody always outcast her.
Wow.
You got to go to God yourself. Because my mom loved God, but it was made a difference when I started loving God. Didn't matter how much church I was going to, until I started loving God and taking God seriously, is when my life started. So she understood that, and it just helped her. It's like interchangement.
So if there's, let's just say there's a, I've had a lot, well, I think you're my fifth rapper, but if there's, let's say a Christian rapper that's watching this today thinking about going down that road without watering down their whole face side or going to the other, like what's your biggest tip for someone thinking about going that road, starting a Christian rap career? Because I mean, I used to be afraid to talk about my faith because I was
Hmm.
away from it for so long. But now, since I come back 5 years ago, I just don't care anymore. Like I care
Right.
what my family thinks, I care what my guests think, my people, that I'm close with, but I'm not afraid anymore, and it's so powerful.
I think a lot of it is study your word. I mean, you got to study your word because a lot of people will question why you're doing what you're doing, but then also practice, practice, practice. Um, because there's a scripture in the Bible says whatever you do behind closed doors, God will show it openly.
Hmm.
So people will know that you worked on your craft, and that gift will make room for you. If you don't have no doors, if you honor God every day with your craft, when nobody ain't looking, when God gives you a chance to expose it, they're gonna know something is different about it because you did it unto the Lord. So I believe every rapper, even every singer, should entertain Jesus first. Like, let me do this unto you thousands of times before I even get out there. And then when you get out there and God opens that door, God starts backing you up. It's not just your voice anymore. God is backing you up because he remembers the time you took.
Hmm.
And that's since me doing what I'm doing, I've seen over 1 million people save just at my concerts alone. We ain't talking about being on the show with Kirk Franklin or different ones like that. I just me doing honoring God. And then when people see like, man, you could tell you work on your stuff. This is not like, you know, and I like because it means everything to me. In my mind, I'm Michael Jackson in my mind. And how would he work? He's excellent in everything to do. Why can't I be excellent?
Hmm.
So I do everything I do under the Lord and work hard when nobody's looking. So when somebody sees, it becomes so natural, not something hard.
I love that, man. I love it. Your newest song is called "Back in the Day."
Hmm.
Another, just all these videos have great stories to them. It's videos have kind of become the lost art with short attention spans and these streaming and stuff, but I love it. It's just so old school. So what's the story of that song?
Well, it's actually the whole album, Undefeated. I just released the album about a month ago called Undefeated. And each song on there defines eras in my life,
Okay.
influences in my life. So back in the day was that time where, man, I wish I can go back in that time where the foundation was amazing and everything was cool and you didn't have to worry about the dramas of everything that's going on today. It was just good time.
Hmm.
Cookouts. It was no guns. It was fist fighting. It
Yep.
was it was more basic. And then as time go on, it's like crazy. But the whole album is eras. So you have Final One. That's my Michael Jackson era because I grew up with Michael Jackson. So I did my Michael Jackson song. You have Let It Go. That was based off people don't fly because they haven't forgiven. They haven't let things go. The things that I mean, people don't understand. We're supposed to be free, but we're bound because of different things that we hold on to. That God is saying, "No, I freed you from that. Don't go back. What are you doing?"
Mm.
If you go back, if I go back in time with all my disasters, of course I'm gonna be sad. Of course I'm gonna get depressed. But God was trying to show you, stop going back. I freed you from that. If you go back, of course you're gonna get depressed and have anxiety. So I learned that if I'm free, I'm gonna keep my free. There ain't no reason for me to be bound, and God set me free. He said, "I know the plans I have for you. Plans not to harm you. There is no reason for me to get harmed." Then, so
Mm.
if I'm getting harmed, it's probably something I'm doing. So I learned to surrender more to Him, and I noticed in return, I just don't have bad days. It's kind of weird because I feel like something wrong with me. Because you always hear somebody, "Ooh, God's attacking me. God's doing this." I'm like, man, or the devil is attacking me. I'm not God, but the devil is attacking me. And this is, I'm like, but it's not happening to me. Am I something wrong? Or God, have you let me see it to where I'm supposed to consider it pure joy when I fall into test of many kinds? And God had to show me this. I only put you in those situations to grow you, for you to persevere, for you to gain patience, so your faith can grow. So I'm like, all right, let's go. I don't know what it's something that happened in the midst of no bad days to where I see things everything differently. If God puts it in front of you, He gave you everything you need to get through it. So I just got to do it God's way. So I just prefer to do it God's way. I don't know if it's just that might sound simple, but it is simple. He told you, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, because my yoke is easy. Cast all your cares upon me, because I care for you. We ain't supposed to have those cares, and that word cares means throw it at God as hard as you can and never take it back. But a lot of people take back their cares and it becomes burdens. And it doesn't become light no more. Now you're hurt. Now you're, man, I don't even get offended no more. It's like, man, why? Offense has to come because I was traumatized with something in the past and they did something that remind me of my past and I'm functioning in the future. I'm like, man, people don't, I had to learn this. I don't expect nobody to be another me. So God made me me, and I don't have no expectations of other people. If somebody ain't taught respect, I can't I cannot expect them to give respect. If they wasn't taught integrity, why would I all of a sudden think they're going to have integrity? So I learned, okay, so the grace and the mercy is now how I function. So yeah, I don't
Man,
want to talk too much because I'll keep on going.
no, no, man, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I was depressed and drunk and dark for about 28 years. And then now, like I have 99% good days, but I have 1% bad days. But even though my 1% bad days, I'll look at my girlfriend or my daughter or my dog and I'm like, man, I'm rich. Like I'm broke a lot, but I'm rich. And it's usually disappears so fast. And just having guests on and hearing things like that. I had a guest on. He's a he's a training to be a WWE wrestler, but he has had his own PTSD battles, and he said people with PTSD or mental illness or anything like that have a lot of trouble looking people in the eyes. And I took a look at myself. I'm like, holy smokes, man! When I go into like a coffee shop or a waitress comes over, my head is always down, and then I started to look up, and now my life is like that's changed so much. So it's doing the show and talking to people like you and hearing stories. Oh, I love it. I don't care if, like I said, if these get 50 views or 50,000, it's invaluable and it's impacting. Just two people chatting. I love it. I'm so addicted
That's
to it.
it. But that iron sharpens iron. That's what God is saying in the Bible. Iron sharpens iron. How can iron sharpen iron if you don't talk?
Mm.
So that's how you talk. You learn. You learn. And I'm a very teachable person. I love to be taught because I'll use somebody's mistake to help me be better. Oh, that happened to you? Oh, okay, I know not to do that. See,
Yeah.
it's just life lessons. I look at everybody's stuff. I observe everything. I'm like, okay, I see that's not good, so I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat the fruit of that. And I'm a stickler to words. I'm a stickler to words, and because words define who you are, even when you just don't even know you're saying it. So one of the first things God always wanted me to watch my words because I was cursing my own life based on I've always been like that. God said, stop saying that. Um, man, I've been like this forever. See, I'm already cursing my future before I even start. So God's
Mm.
like, you ain't supposed to do that. Like that's the reason why it's hard. Like I had to stop saying because it's hard right now. It's hard for me. God's like, that's why it's hard. And so I had to learn how small those things are. And you think because you're telling the truth, it could be really cursing your future. Just like I believe God gave the answer to PTSD in the Bible. God gave those things. He told nobody's exempt from your mind going crazy. Nobody. You know, what you might not even consider a trauma could be a trauma to me. You know what I'm saying? Something like so everybody has their little things, but then God would never say, because he knew that was going to happen, he would say, take every thought captive. That's crazy. Okay. Even my good thought, take them all captive. Because you're going to think about those things. Those things will come up random. You ain't even thinking about them. They'll come up random. You better learn to take that thought captive. So I'm gonna teach you this real quick. Get off of it. My mouth changes my mind. So what I learned is when something negative happens, I automatically speak positive about it no matter what. If I hang around negative so much, now watch this, it's going to catch me back into my past. So I have to hang around people that are always pushing me to be great.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I have to, cause like, I'm a be what I surround myself with. I kind of watch what I look at. I kind of watch what I listen to because it does something. Words always do something. So I have to make sure whatever I'm speaking. So if just say like, I'll give you an example. Say we're talking right now, and then my mind can say, you know, Dave don't like you, right? That wouldn't even be the truth, but my mind don't have no problem saying that,
Hmm.
right? I'd be like that, and then just out of my mouth, I'm like, man, Dave love me. See, I don't give my mind a chance to think because the mind doesn't like God. The mind doesn't like anything about God. So, just like when you go to the doctor, the mind automatically thinks of everything negative. Y'all pray for me. I'm going to the doctor. Hopefully, cancer ain't coming back. Doctor ain't tell you nothing about cancer.
Hmm.
And you're saying stuff about cancer. So it's just the point of your mind always thinks negative. So I have to always go forth and, that ain't me. Today's gonna be a great day. See, that's why I get up in the morning. Man, it's gonna be the best day of my life. I don't care how I feel, because my feeling doesn't change. I know I'll speak life to my day, and I do it every morning. Thank you, God, for waking me up. I feel so good today. This is the greatest day of my life. I think, see, because I have a right to it, because that's what God told me. I'm gonna eat the fruit of a great day.
Wow.
I knew that would help you. That's why I said that.
That's
Because
amazing. You know what? I had one of my really good friends. He had he had cancer. He knew he was dying. But what he did, he all his money saved up, and anyone that was an impact in his life, he did something nice for them before they passed away. But the Christmas before he died, and this is what your story there reminded me of. The Christmas before he died in like January, but Christmas morning, I go online, I open Facebook to have a look, and his status says this morning, this is on Christmas morning. This morning I opened two amazing presents. My eyes.
come on, it's just little things.
And that hit me, and that's what, yeah. So like just little things like that, man. That was powerful. Oh, I
Oh,
love
but
it.
I'd have been like this if I'm about to die. Like, y'all wrong. Like, see, I learned God is the author and finisher of a faith. Nobody, and I could tell you a testimony that's crazy, but I know we ain't got time. Um, but nobody could tell you about your life. Not even a doctor. Not when God is in charge.
Mm.
But see, once I believe a thing, it will now happen. Even though it wasn't supposed to be a thing. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's not meant for. somebody to die or live. It's just the point of, in God, I'm always supposed to stay in faith. Who God is, He's a healer. So why would I just no? He gonna heal me. And if He don't, and if you notice, everybody in the Bible that said this, they said what God is, and then they said if He don't. So just like they were thrown in the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was thrown in the fire. Man, could you imagine you're about to die and they said this? Man, my God gonna show up. And then they said, well, if He don't, we good anyway. But to say that when you're about to die, you know something about God that others don't know. He's going to show up and you're getting ready to throw me in the fire. And what did God do? He showed up. Look at Daniel. Now I'm not going to bow down to you, Daniel. Man, go ahead, man. God got me. What are you talking about? Go ahead, throw me in the lion's den. What did God do? Showed up, shut the lion's mouth. See, so I learned it may seem scary when you hear news. But there's always the good news that God has.
Mm.
So who am I going to believe? The report of the Lord. So my job as a believer is to stay in faith no matter what it look like. But I got to keep on nourishing it, because when I hear something, I might start getting scared, and I might start getting, and I'm like, dang, I don't know. God. Whoa. Next thing you know, when I'm starting, well, maybe I'm supposed to die. Nah, see, God is the author and finisher of my faith. Somebody tell me my heart, oh, because of your heart, you're about to die in a week or two. Thank you. I'm getting ready to live for 20 more years. Because why? Because we talking about God. You're not God. You are not God. My God, he does this. This is what He do, you know. But that's just all. I've seen it with my roommate upstairs who just had a massive heart attack, you know. And I'm watching God move supernaturally just because He's around positive all the time, and He's learning how to speak life all the time. I'll correct him. No, don't say that over yourself. Don't do that. See, and it's something natural, because when you do it all the time, you don't think nothing's wrong with it. But you could be eating the fruit of what you're saying without knowing it. And I'm like, no, don't say that over yourself. You got to watch what you're saying, because, talk to your legs, man. Man, I thank you, Lord God, every time I walk, my knees are getting, your knees are hurting bad. Thank you, Lord God, my knees are getting stronger every time I walk.
Mm.
Thank you, Lord God. Like, see, people rather go to the pain. Yo, y'all got to call a doc. I mean, I'm not against doctors. Go to the doctor. Let the doctor confirm what God is doing. It's just that, to me, sometimes we put God in a box, like, because the enemy is the God of this world. He can't just do what He want to do. Because that's what we have. God. He couldn't. He tried it. He didn't. It was the Spirit of the Lord that led Jesus into the wilderness. That wasn't to be tested by the devil. The devil just didn't come up and test Jesus. God led him there.
Mm.
See, so God is my daddy. His whole goal is not to harm me. So I got to watch out what's going on. It's not meant to harm me. This life ain't meant to harm me. What applies to other people don't apply to God's people. If you just read Psalms 91, it's like, but the thing is, we start to function like regular people, and then we get what regular people get, because we forget how great God is. Our job is to keep God on our mind. Now, watch this. Based on PTSD, God said, I will keep you in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on me. So my job is, I'm going to surround myself with God's stuff. If I went to war, and I seen some stuff, I got to surround myself with God's stuff. If I'm having bad dreams, I'm going to sleep with God music. I'm going to sleep with the word of God in my ears. You got to surround it, because if I don't put nothing in my mind to combat what's in my mind, then my mind is going to go crazy when it won't to. I got to put something good in it. And even the Bible tells you, you need to think on good things. You need to think on what is right, what is pure, what is great. You got to think. So God is trying to tell us what to do. He knew our minds were going to go nuts. He knew it. But the thing is, when we don't do the Bible, it's hard to expect Bible results. The word is activated when acted upon. I just had to say that. It's good to say
Oh,
it.
wow. Wow. I love it, man. You got a light in you, my friend. I'll tell you that. It's
Jesus, all day, every day.
yes, sir. You can see it. And just wow, just talking to you feels I went to three psychiatrists back in my day when I and no, but just chatting with you, man, it's impacted me. I got two more questions for you, and then we'll call this a show. And I cannot wait to hear your answer to my last question. But
Okay.
it's how I end all my shows, just with some silliness. But before that question, now I don't know if you could rap battle any Bible character, who are you picking?
If I rap battle any Bible character, would be the devil.
No.
Well, yeah, let's go at it. Let's go.
Oh,
You
you're
come with
going
your
final
stuff, and I,
boss right there.
yeah, because
I love it.
that's, I mean, I don't know if I would rap battle like Peter or somebody like that, but it just think, hey, I got to rap battle an enemy, somebody that I know I could say a lot about. You know what I'm saying? And that the enemy is the one I would rap battle any day because
Beautiful.
I know I have the authority and the power over the enemy. So I rather battle him. That's number one.
Beautiful. So before I ask my last question, send me all your links and email. I've got most of them. Everybody go check out his music. Watch some of those videos. If you got kids, sit down and watch the bullying video. If you got teenage kids, sit down and watch the peer pressure one we spoke about. And I don't care if you like, subscribe the my stuff. Just go check out all the links in the description. If you're on TikTok, it's infectious, man. I was in your live for like I think 14 minutes last night. And I didn't want to leave, but we had to go to the gym before because I'm 50. I got to be in sleep by 10:30. But
No, I got you.
it's very infectious. Everyone go check out all Dave's stuff here, DPB, and his upcoming projects. And so glad we connected here. And I'd love to put you in contact with Denny from Outlaw to Salvation. Um, he's in Michigan, so I don't not, but he's planning on traveling away around, given his testimony wherever he can go.
We're doing a big thing in Michigan in October. Crazy.
Oh, oh, see everything.
That was crazy. Yeah. So
All right,
we
because
might need to
I
we might
showed
need
him
to
your
get up
stuff
there.
before I told him I was having you on, and he's like, I can't wait to see that one. But a cool story from having him on, okay? The episode after him, I had a former cop on who lost everything to addiction
Mhm.
and 16-year pension, the whole works down the toilet. But then he found God. These guys are 20 minutes away from each other. So we got a former inmate of 20 years, a former Michigan police officer, and these guys are going to meet soon.
Hmm.
And that's just cool. And that's why I love the show.
Sure
And now
is.
whatever you got going on with October, we're gonna make something happen there. Right? I'm gonna send you Denny's email, but
They might want to come to what I'm doing, bringing every school in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and everything. We're taking over the college, everything. It's gonna be crazy.
beautiful. Oh, I got chills just when he said that. Michigan. They're in Michigan.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
crazy.
So my last question for you is how I end
Let's
all my
go.
shows.
All right.
I've had some dark episodes, some funny episodes, but I just my stupid way of ending every show. But so here we go. A 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons could you fit in your arms and carry 100 meters?
20.
20. That'll put you in like fourth place out of like 90. You're my 98th episode, so that's fourth place.
I think I could do 20.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can get 20 in there.
Now, if you use your
I love
hat,
it.
you can turn your hat
Oh,
off
I'm,
too.
I'm
Get a couple
doing
more in there.
everything. Now, I might be able to get 40 if I can put my shirt out like this and
Oh
bring it
yeah,
up.
there's no rules.
I'm 50.
50. Okay, well that'll jump you to third place, I believe. I'll have to get my fact checkers to check my facts for me, but I don't really have any of those.
And just before you go, if y'all want to find me on anything, Everything online is at World of DPB, one word. Everywhere. Facebook, worldofdpb.com. It's so simple. Everywhere.
You know
TikTok,
what? I'm
World
going
of
to put that up
DPB.
as a
Yeah.
caption for the entire episode, just down in that blank
Yeah.
space below us, just at World of. Because you know,
Everything.
I have had a
Instagram.
few rappers on who came on with me, and their real names, their full real names that they don't want anybody to know, was down in the bottom of the Zoom screen there. And he's like, "Man, can you edit that out?" I'm like, "I can, or I can save it in case we ever battle, because then like." His real name's Clarence. He went to a private school out in 8 Mile, right? Like, I'm saving
I
that in
love
case
it.
we ever battle. If I become a famous rapper, but you're safe here because you're just your initials.
I see my whole name out there. It's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, DPB means David Paul Brooks. It has a deeper meaning. Destiny, purpose, bless. My jobs people find a destiny, purpose. That's how they're gonna be blessed, and so that's just what it is. So at World of DPB, everything.
beautiful, man.
Twitter.
Thanks for coming on with me. This was amazing.
Thank you, man. It was
You're
famous. Famous Dave. Come on, y'all.
two Daves, so two 15 minutes of fame, two Daves. We got 30. This could be the big breaking point.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to say one nice thing to one person every day for this year. It'll you can change someone's life just with some simple kind words.
And a hug. Woke up with a smile up on my face, reminiscing on how it was back in the day. How my mom would stay up all night and pray. And every time God made a way, my mom praised and she was amazing. Did this every morning and all days in. How she worshiped, God changed my ways in. Her praise set my course ablazing. We grew up singing in church, Monday through Sunday, doing God's work. So much time we took to rehearse. I wish we could go back to put God first. That's the reason why I wrote this verse. I had to get mine, so I had to search. Grandma prayed, told me how much I was worth. And what I learned back then, now I think it's
go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back. I wanna go back. Yeah. I wanna go back. I wanna go back. Yeah, yeah.
Let me take it back to Niagara, New York, where I was sitting down on my front porch. Big block party going on down the street. DJ Glenny Glenn was mixing the beat. Double dutcher jumping rope, people moving their feet. Cookouts everywhere your eyes can see. Like Sister Sledge, we are family. No fights, no drama, everyone happy. Let me take you back. Remember the moonwalk with Michael Jack? The beat it jacket with the zippers on the back. Lauryn Hill singing Roberta Flack. Remember when we used to call things whack? Back then they said don't smoke crack. And guess what? We listen to that. I wish I could go back.
I wanna go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back. I wanna go back. Yeah. I wanna go back. I wanna go back. Yeah, yeah.
Do the bump, do the bump. 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 Yo, now whop it out, whop it out, whop it out, whop it out. Come on, whop it out, whop it out, whop it out. Come on.
Go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back like we used to do back in the day. Back in the day. I wanna go back.